Does your furnace need repair? Just go to fixitfast.servicemagic.com. Is your roof leaking? Or are you ready to replace your windows? Log on to fixitfast.servicemagic.com. Big or small, no matter what your home improvement needs. Now it's easy to find the right home pro at fixitfast.servicemagic.com. Service Magic is a free online source of licensed and insured contractors in hundreds of home improvement categories. You can have instant access to roofers, plumbers, maids, handymen, chimney sweeps, remodelers, and many other professionals. Visit fixitfast.servicemagic.com and find the right home pro for your project. It's easy and it's free, and it's the source to find neighbor-recommended contractors in your area. Now you can hire a pre-screened home pro with confidence. Go to fixitfast.servicemagic.com. It's quick, it's free, and there's no obligation. Go to fixitfast.servicemagic.com. That's fixitfast.servicemagic.com.
Long Talk Radio.
I know. Everyone right now is going, what the heck is that? What is that music? That's not the opening music we were expecting.
What is that music?
That, my friend, is the original opening theme song to a little show. You may remember this better.
I don't know that I do. Is this like from the sitcom spinoff of 90210?
You know, we just had some issues finding the 90210 theme song. That's my fault. I had the original all queued up and ready to go, and then I lost it.
I thought that might have been my bar mitzvah band.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Welcome, we're on live again, Frank the Unicorn radio program. Thank you all for tuning in. It's Thursday night at 8, and that means it's time for the Frank the Unicorn radio program. With me, as always, is Beans.
Greetings. Who
is back in studio, and we're very glad that he is back. Yes, that was the 90210 music, and actually...
Well, no, it wasn't.
Well, the first one was the original pilot theme song. The second one was apparently a later mix that just went wrong, and again, I apologize.
And boy, did that go wrong.
It did. The reason, and this is important for everyone to know, that we're playing the 90210 music is because today happens to be 90210. That's the actual day today.
That's the start date?
That is, in fact, the star date. Although, I don't know. That's probably the first time that star and 90210 have been used in the same sentence in quite a while.
Ouch. Sorry, Tori.
Unless someone was starring in. But anyway, so we're back on, and I just want to take a minute to address the situation that occurred last week, because I'm sure it's on everyone's mind. It's definitely on my mind. It's been on my mind.
For a minute, I thought you were talking about my abs. I got nervous.
No. Well, they look fantastic.
Well, when I hear the situation, that's all I can think of.
Well, you know.
Are my abs.
Your abs.
That's right.
That's right. Okay. Well, his just don't compare to yours. Let's say that.
That's all I'm saying.
That's fair. Okay.
That's very fair.
Nor does the hair. I think he's probably about 3 or 4 inches taller because of the hair. It's like Fletch. He's 6'5", but 6'9" with the afro.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Respect to Chevy Chase. So I just want to mention, again, we had some technical issues last week. We had
some technical issues is putting it mildly.
Well, I'm putting it mildly. But I just want to take a moment and say that I think we've got those resolved, hopefully, and certainly we appreciate everyone out there that was listening, that was tweeting and letting us know that they couldn't hear us.
And if we haven't gotten them resolved, you can't hear us anyway, so none of this matters.
That's true.
It's a win-win.
Or we may be just fading in and out. In which case, if that's the case, then you can again tweet us to let us know, and
we got the thumbs up from our producer.
Okay, good.
Not for content, just for sound.
Just for sound, yeah. Never for content.
Never.
But I do just want to take a moment and say that I was very impressed by the studio, by the station, because Blog Talk Radio called us within minutes after we ended the show. It was very quick. Minutes after I ended the show, which again, it wasn't scheduled to go off till 10 o'clock, and we had to cut, I think, even before 9 o'clock. I think we got
it was right around 9 o'clock.
Yeah, we got like 57 or something minutes in, and they called us almost immediately, and they were excellent in helping us work to resolve these sorts of things. And it's one of those things where it's just technology. You throw your hands up in the air and you say, okay. So we apologize that last week's show was truncated, but it actually makes for a better show this week because we know that we've scheduled. We've gone ahead and we've scheduled our Emmy-winning director, who was on last week that we were sort of talking to, and it didn't really work. He's kindly agreed to call back tonight.
That's great. Also, I just learned the word truncated.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're educational as well as entertaining, is what I'm saying.
There you go. And here's the thing. Now, I'm just going to bring up from last week, if you had ever seen an episode of Saved by the Bell,
which I haven't,
you would have known what the word truncated means, because I'm sure there's at least one episode where the word truncated is used. I don't know if they ever use it on 90210, but I'm pretty sure that it was on.
I don't think anyone on 90210 could have wrapped their brains around a word like that.
You would think that, except you got to remember that the entire cast was like in their 30s when that show was on. So when that show premiered, they were
really? They looked like high schoolers to me. Next thing you're going to tell me that the cast of 21 Jump Street wasn't of high school age.
Oh, yeah.
How dare you, sir?
How
dare you?
I know. I'm sorry for ruining the illusion for you. It's funny, though, because
I can't believe that Peter DeLuise was a day over 14 years old.
Oh, yes, of course not. No, not at all. In dog years. So, the thing, that would make him really old. I think he'd be too old.
Which I think would fit.
Now, maybe. Okay, all right. Where's my Pirates of the Caribbean, damn it? All right. So, he looks like, actually on 21 Jump Street, if you could take his character in some certain episodes, you could take Peter DeLuise's character directly from 21 Jump Street, put him on the Pirates of the Caribbean, put him in that movie, directly from 21 Jump Street. No wardrobe change, no facial hair change, fit right in.
Probably true.
Fit right in.
Did pirates use mousse?
I think Johnny Depp certainly did in that movie.
That's a valid point.
And not just on his hair, but also probably on his beard, I suspect. I suspect there was some beard moussing going on.
I would think so.
There was definitely some beard braiding, so maybe there
beard
was
moussing isn't something you
beard
hear very
moussing.
often.
We just hashtag beard moussing. Yep, beard moussing. We just got a new word. All right, that whole thing that came up a couple weeks ago, where I did the show alone, I talked about stop making up words. That's all we do. I'm such a hypocrite. That's all we do is make up words. Amesish? Come on.
I don't think we made that up.
Yes, dude. That is entirely us. I'm claiming that.
I think that is
a
way of life.
It is, but we labeled it. We put the name to it. Now, I'm sure people were practicing the religion of Amesish before we labeled it. They were living without technology and following the teachings of Buddy Lembeck. But
you know what they call each other?
Tell me.
Buddies.
Buddies. Well, good night, everyone. That's the best joke we're going to get on the whole show. No, all right. So,
and there go all our listeners.
And that's it. Yes. So
sorry, sir.
Faster than a Jodie Foster mention. So
there go all our listeners.
Right. He just turned one ear away. All right. We've half our audience now. So yeah. So all right. So yeah, that was the issues we had last week. But now it is 90210 day, and the thing is, we mentioned how the cast was like really old, right? They were all basically parents by the time they were in high school on the show. Or should have been parents, or could have been parents, or possibly were parents. So I think even
some of them were parents in a very special episode.
Right, that's true. And I think actually I was going to say the girl that played Andrea, Gabrielle Cartera, she might have even been a grandmother by the time the show.
Didn't she have a talk show for about 3 minutes?
I think she did. And you know what? I think her talk show went off the air so fast. Chevy Chase called her to say, "Yeah, that's sorry, that was rough." He called for condolences.
That's not right.
No.
We need a keyboard.
All right. Here's an odd reference for you. I'll just throw this in there. Chevy Chase, one of the facts I love about Chevy Chase, once jammed with Tim Buckley.
I did know that.
While in college, he jammed with Tim Buckley, which is pretty cool. Okay, so the one episode of 90210 that I remember watching back in the day, okay?
The day being a Tuesday.
Right.
A lot of people don't know that.
Okay. I didn't know that. I didn't remember when it was on.
I don't remember when it was on either. I'm just assuming that the day was a Tuesday.
It could have been.
I have no idea when 90210 was on. I don't remember.
Okay. Well, if anyone knows, they can. If anyone remembers and they want to let us know, they can certainly either contact us. They can send us a tweet on twitter.com/FrankTheUnicorn. They can call us 347-326-9700 and let us know. I don't remember, but what I do remember is there was a Halloween episode, and it was the special Halloween episode, and it was like the first season.
Tonight on a very special 90210.
Exactly, which you never get a very special episode of anymore. I would love to.
Nobody does special episodes anymore.
No, I would love
Tonight on a very special Elf. You don't get that anymore.
No, but the Alf special episode we've discussed is possibly the worst, most depressing,
horrible
episode of a sitcom ever made, much less a special episode. It's just so horribly depressing. And,
but I still enjoy saying Tonight on a very special Blossom.
Yes. Whoa! I love his new show, by the way.
I haven't seen it yet.
It is fantastic. Melissa and Joey, he is so good. I'm sorry. I just got to say it. I think Joey Lawrence is hilarious. I think he's perfect for sitcoms. He's so much fun to watch. He's got really good timing. It's a good show.
But where did his
show.
hair go?
It's a little, I don't know. Although you can see he still has it if he wants it. That's the cool part. He's definitely not. He doesn't have any fade back there. There's no spots. Although that could be makeup. That could be sprayed on.
It's disconcerting when I see Joey Lawrence bald. It doesn't feel right.
Well, I mean, it's shocking. It's certainly shocking. You know what? That's going to tie us into our Cosmo segment, which we're going to get to a little bit later, because the largest words on Cosmo, on the cover of Cosmo, aside from Cosmopolitan,
oh, good Lord,
Untamed Vajayjays. There's a whole thing on. We're going to read. There's a whole new Vajayjay section in here. All this new stuff. We're going to go through it. And
Didn't
Cosmo
that come from Grey's Anatomy, calling it the Vajayjay?
I think it comes from
That
Oprah.
feels wrong.
I think it came from Oprah. I think Oprah got it right. Wow, our first caller is actually calling in. We have our first caller. This is a record. 11 minutes in. Should we see who it is?
We sure should.
Okay, and then I'll continue with the 90210 thing. I'll see if I can get them to help us with the 90210 thing. Caller, you're on the horn.
Hey, how you doing, Frank?
Hey, I'm doing all right. Who's this?
It's Alan.
Hey, Alan. Thank you for calling. Alan's calling us a little earlier than I thought, but awesome. We appreciate it. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
All right.
Hey, I think, wasn't Howard Stern a big fan of 90210, or was it Melrose Place?
I think he was a fan of was it Melrose Place?
I think it was probably both. He seems to dig the teen shows. He's all about Smallville now, so.
To be fair to Howard Stern, I will say this. I do believe he had two young daughters who were right around three daughters who were around the right age to watch the show. So that may have been how he got sucked into it.
I don't think that matters.
I don't think it matters either. And
I think Jenny Garth is how he got sucked into it.
Well, and a good way to get sucked into anything. But Howard Stern can pretty much do whatever the hell he wants. Anyway, so
that's also true.
Yeah. So Alan, I was just saying that first of all, we were talking about how old the cast of 90210 was. Ancient, very old. They were all like in their 30s. So the thing that I remember, this episode that I remember was the Halloween episode where, if you remember the first season, there was an additional cast member, okay? It was a blonde kid, and he was best friends with Brian Austin Green. They were like buddies before Brian Austin Green got to the cool clique with the cool kids, right? And they were having a Halloween party at his house, and he pulled out his dad's gun, and he flipped it around, and he shot himself, killed himself.
I did see that.
Yes.
I'm having flashbacks
right
now.
The very special episode of 90210. And it occurs to me, and Alan will probably be able to give us some insight on this, it occurs to me, looking back on that as a kid, it was like, oh, they're trying to tell us guns are bad, which we already know. This is stupid. And it's a rating stunt, which clearly it was. But now it's also, I kind of have an understanding that, they needed that kid off the show because he was the only kid on the show who actually was a high school aged kid.
So they had to kill him?
Because
Actually, they probably wrote him out because he was asking for more money than everybody else.
Well, I don't know if that was it, because he was really more of a side character, although he's like a main side character, right? But I really believe
ask for more money?
I really think that if you go back and watch the old episodes of 90210 with this kid on it, that you'll see that he looked so young in comparison to the rest of the cast. They just had to get rid of him.
Yeah.
They just said, we got to get rid of. We can't do this. They're not going to buy that. These guys are all teens.
Luke Perry has
real
sideburns older than this kid.
Right. Luke. Come on. Luke Perry, I think may have had a hairpiece at that time. I don't know.
He actually had three. He had one for the top and one for each sideburn.
One for each sideburn?
Yeah.
I think it was like a sideburn contest between him and Priestley.
Perry won,
but Priestley, he directed a movie about bare naked ladies, which is pretty cool.
That is true.
And he made a really great movie, Love and Death on Long Island. He was excellent in that movie.
Actually, never saw that movie.
It was a great movie with Sir Ian McKellen. So, Alan, have you ever seen? Did you ever see Love and Death on Long Island?
No, never saw it.
Okay, well, I recommend it. Now, let's talk to our call. Let's talk to Alan for a bit here. All right, so we had a couple new segments we wanted to bring up too, Alan, and this is perfect that you called in because we can bring you in on this. Calls on casting, okay, is a new segment, and basically what I want to do is let's take some great movies, okay, classic movies, let's recast them with current actors to make them as bad as we can possibly make them. Now, the rule is the actor has to be alive today.
Okay.
Does their career have to be alive?
Their career...
That could cut out the entire cast of 90210.
Right. Well, no, we don't want to alienate the cast of 90210. So, no, they don't. Their career can be in whatever state of decrepit decay or whatever. It doesn't matter, but they have to physically be alive. Because if we're going to make a movie today, it's going to be a remake, we have to have them available. We can't go dig James Coco up out of the ground, okay?
So something like Casablanca with Michael Cera and Sookie.
Oh my God! What was that? I missed it.
I think you just won, actually.
What was that?
Casablanca with Michael Cera and Sookie.
Yeah, I think that may be. That is fantastic.
I think my soul just started to cry.
I think it did. Come see Michael Cera and a giant orange carrot, a hairy orange carrot. Which she looks like a carrot with hair.
She is
a fat carrot with hair. All right, that's an excellent one. Beans, what do you got?
I'm actually floored by that. I'm going to need a minute. I'm a little winded from that.
Yeah?
I need a minute to recover and then consider my own, because that is nightmare fuel, and that is going to keep me in nightmares for the rest of the month.
I think
I'm sorry,
it's okay. Alan, if you got another one for us, that was gold, man. Go ahead. What else you got? You thought about this.
Yeah, no, actually, that just came to me.
Wow, it scares me and shocks me that you can come up with something so horrifying so quickly.
That is,
I don't know if you've directed horror movies, but you should.
There's got to be some black magic involved there.
Uh-oh.
Some dark arts.
2 6s and a 5.5, right?
At least, yeah.
Okay. All right. So we talked about the Roger Rabbit remake. That was my version of a horrible movie, right? That would be terrible. I got a suggestion earlier where they could redo. All the Manny shows. We always talk about the Manny shows, like Charles in Charge stuff.
Sure.
How about this? How about if you had
and a very special Charles in Charge.
A very special Charles in Charge. Or we could do this. You could remake. Now, this would be just an original idea for a movie, not a remake. Phyllis Diller as a single mother who needs help with her 2 rowdy kids.
The Wayans brothers.
Played by the Wayans brothers. Perfect. Hires Manny, Steven Seagal, to watch the kids, cook and clean the house, and occasionally to help Phyllis double-click her mouse. A little romance develops. And it becomes a romantic picture with Phyllis Diller and Steven Seagal, and he becomes the father of...
Before you finish this, can our producer get me a bucket, please?
So, do you think... Hold on, Alan. Now, do you think this is worse than... Would that be worse than Casablanca with Michael Cera and Sookie?
No, it would not.
No, it would not.
I don't know. I don't know. Casablanca would be scary.
You know what? I think that the Casablanca is still worse.
I believe it is.
And I do feel...
And I actually like Michael Cera, but I can still say that would be a horrible thing.
Okay, how about this? Here's where we make it worse. We replace Michael Cera, and I'm sure this is something that's been said many times, with Eisenberg, with Jamie Eisenberg. Jesse Eisenberg.
Are those people?
Are they different people? I have no idea. I
don't know that they are.
I didn't know. I loved Michael Cera in Zombieland. With all the rules. I thought that was great. Okay, so the top right now, okay, and if anyone else wants to try to call in and top this or give us a tweet at twitter.com/FrankTheUnicorn, try to top this. This is courtesy of Alan, our Emmy-winning director. A remake of Casablanca starring Michael Cera and Snooki. Right, I don't know. I don't watch the show. Again, the carrot with hair, whatever her name is. All right. Because I think, the other one, the Seagal movie with Phyllis Diller, has some entertainment value.
It does.
It does. Some possible entertainment value could actually be done correctly in the right hands.
I mean, it worked for whatever that nanny movie was that Hulk Hogan made, so why not?
Alan, do you remember the name of the nanny movie with Hulk Hogan? I remember it.
No.
Suburban Commando.
Suburban
Yeah!
Commando.
Yeah! Oh, Beans, who's going to school today? It's you. Get on the bus. Here we go.
I guess that's me.
All right. So, let's think. Let's recast The Godfather. Who could we put in The Godfather to make it terrible? Because we all agree, everyone agrees, Godfather, a great movie, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Okay.
I know that you'd have to get Carrot Top to play Sonny.
Oh my God.
That would
I love
be the
it.
worst thing I could think of.
All right, we got Carrot Top playing Sonny. Alan, who do you got?
I love that. How about let's see.
I got a good one for this one.
Maybe Jimmy.
How about the Diane Keaton role? What was her name?
I don't.
Kay Adams.
Kay Adams. All right.
Sarah Palin.
Oh wow. Wow. All right. You know what? We could. All right. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. You know what? That's perfect because then.
Could you put her in the Talia Shire role instead?
Yeah. I was thinking Diane Keaton's role.
Okay, so she's Talia Shire.
That way, someone gets to hit her.
Right. Okay. That's nice. All right. We're gonna get We're gonna get a lot of hate from that.
Yes,
hate mail from that. That's fine. I don't mind. You guys. You know what? Fine. You want to call and tell us we suck? 347-326-9700. How about this? Okay. So we got Carrot Top as Sonny. We got Sarah Palin playing the sister, the Talia Shire role. How about this? How about Kermit the Frog for Michael Corleone?
That's good casting. I would go see that movie.
Would you go see that movie? Alan,
I would definitely go see that.
The
Frog Father? Okay. All right. So no Kermit the Frog. So it's got to be someone that absolutely sucks in every way. It can't be anyone good, right?
Right.
Because Kermit's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would have to be like Flavor Flav.
I just think you nailed it. All right. Michael Corleone, played by Flavor Flav. All right. This is getting good. All right. Is he gonna? He can't be allowed to wear the clock though. It's not. He can't do that while he's playing.
But he wouldn't do it without the clock. And
he could wear it under the shirt. He could put it under the clothes. But then he'd be picking. I don't know. Anyway. All right. So we got Carrot Top is playing Sonny. We got Sarah Palin in the Talia Shire role. We got Michael Corleone played by Flavor Flav. All right. That means then that since we're going with bad reality stars, obviously Robert Duvall's role, the consigliere, Bret Michaels.
Definitely.
Has to be Bret Michaels. All right. And I apologize to. Robert Duvall. Well, for Robert Duvall. I've never seen anyone more grizzled.
There is no one more grizzled.
All right, who's going to play Fredo? Who can we get for Fredo, Alan?
See, Fredo.
Who's that?
Fredo's a tough call because he's already supposed to be, how do you miscast Fredo? That's not because he's already supposed to be kind of weak and bad at things.
I think that if they were to do it now, they would honestly cast David Paymer.
That I can see.
I mean, that would be a good casting. We don't want that.
They probably do Vin Diesel or somebody.
Vin Diesel as Fredo? That's hilarious. All right. Steven Seagal as Fredo.
He's already got the hair for it.
Could you see Flavor Flav trying to slap around Steven Seagal in Vegas?
I think I actually did see that once.
Okay, so, all right, but I think Vin Diesel's better. We're going to stick with Vin Diesel.
Might have been a Halloween sequel, I'm not sure.
All right, Alan, so here's our cast now. You tell me if this is terrible enough for you. We got Carrot Top playing Sonny Corleone. We got Sarah Palin in the Talia Shire role. We got Robert Duvall, the concierge role, played by Bret Michaels. We got Fredo, played by Vin Diesel. Now, we're missing, obviously, Vito Corleone. We're missing the man. The title of the film, The Godfather. I'm leaving this one for Alan because he nailed it on the first take. All right, so
I don't know. You know what? I'm thinking John Lovett.
Mine wasn't too far from that. I was thinking Gilbert Gottfried.
I love that.
And in a dual and in a special shared performance, the role of Vito Corleone will be played by both.
That could actually work because they sort of like De Niro and Brando played it. One's the young Vito, one's the older Vito.
That is fantastic.
That could. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
Okay, now
so John Lovitz and Gilbert Gottfried.
See if we can get it funded.
What's that?
I said we should make some phone calls, see if we can get this funded.
I
don't think you need to get it funded. Most of these people work for food.
Well, all right. I think. Actually, scarily enough, I think Bret Michaels is doing all right. He won the.
Oh, that's true.
He's got TV shows all over the place. I mean, Gilbert Gottfried. He's new album out. I mean, we're apparently we're promoting Bret Michaels tonight on the show.
All right.
All right. So let's figure it out. If you guys out there now, listeners out there, you've got an Emmy-winning director here on the line that you can talk to. You've got Frank and Beans. We're recasting classic movies. We want to make them as bad as possible. You tell us, either suggest a movie and a cast, or even just a cast member to put in a role, 347-326-9700, or on Twitter, twitter.com/FrankTheUnicorn. And so far, just to recap, the prize for worst remake, the top of the list right now, is going to Alan with the Casablanca remake with Michael Cera and the Harry Carrot Snooki. So, Harry Carrot, God, you know what? There you go. That's what movie can we put Harry Carey in?
Can I just point out how depressed I am that I live in a world where someone can be called Snooki and everyone just knows her as that? She doesn't even need an actual name.
I'm telling you, eventually we're going to make it so she's known as the Harry Carrot. I'm telling you.
This person's famous just for being bright orange.
We went over that whole thing with Max Headroom. The whole
Terrifies me.
It's very scary. Alan, let me ask you let's get some insight from Alan on this, because we want the calls and we want people to contact us on Twitter for these recasts, okay, to see about recasting some movies. Because I like this idea, and I think this is going places. I mean, I really like the idea of the Casablanca remake. I like the Godfather that we've got so far. I've got a person we're going to cast. Now, Alan, what would you put Harry Carey in to make the worst possible film?
Probably anything already done.
Anything? Okay. Just throw one out there. Give me an example. Like Harry Carey plays Forrest Gump. Oh, dude, there it is.
I would actually like that much more than the actual Forrest Gump.
Hey!
Yeah, I was thinking about Gump.
Okay, that's mine. There you go. I throw mine out there. Forrest Gump starring Harry Carey. Now, who else can we get? Who would be the worst Lieutenant Dan? Who can we get to play Lieutenant Dan that would be just terrible, just awful?
Someone with legs.
Gary Sinise actually does have legs.
You know, I don't believe
they were just digitally removed.
I doubt that.
All right, Alan,
what
do you think? Who can we get in addition to Harry Carey? Who can we get? We just want Lieutenant Dan and maybe Mama. So let's think about that. Let's think about Forrest's mom and Lieutenant Dan.
And Bubba. You got
and Bubba. Okay, and we'll throw in Bubba and Jenny, and we got to have Jenny too. All right, so we need a Bubba, we need a Jenny, okay, we need a Mama Gump, right? And we need a Lieutenant Dan. So we want to cast the worst possible version of Forrest Gump that we can cast.
All right, I've got your Lieutenant Dan.
Go for Lieutenant Dan.
I think that's got to be Vern Troyer.
Vern Troyer, perfect. They blew him in half. He didn't lose he's Cotton Hill. He lost a whole piece. Alan, you got Bubba, Jenny, or Mama Gump? Who do you think?
I don't know. 90210 day. Tori Spelling.
Tori Spelling as Bubba. Yes, that's perfect. All right, let's fill it out with the rest of the cast of 90210. What do we say? Brian Austin Green as Mama Gump? Or would Ian Ziering make a better Mama Gump? You can laugh out loud. It's okay.
I don't think I can. I think it's stuck in there.
Stuck in there?
Yeah.
You
Is it afraid to come out?
The BAG reference got you going, man. You tell me. All right, so Brian Austin Green as Mama Gump. Now, we only need Jenny. Now, who of the cast of 90210 could play Jenny?
And Harry Carey as far as...
at Robot Embassy, we just got one in on Twitter. At Robot Embassy says Jessica Tandy. Now, here's the only problem. Can't cast her.
She's dead.
She's in the dirt. Yeah, she's not alive.
Sorry, Jessica. It's nothing personal.
At Robot Embassy, it's a great suggestion. We love it, but the rules are they have to still be alive.
Is Gloria Stewart still alive? Because I think she could sort of...
I don't know. I have no idea. We could find out. Gloria Stewart, if you're still alive, call us, 347-326-9700. Or reach us on Twitter at twitter.com/FrankTheUnicorn. I can't wait to launch the website so I can just say the damn website. We have it. Well, you know.
You've got launching.
All right. Well, you know what we need before we get that? Jenny. We need to cast Jenny. We need to get Jenny in this bad film. We've got Harry Carey as Forrest Gump. We got Tori Spelling as Bubba. We got Brian Austin Green as Mama Gump. Oh, yes, that's right. He can rap about how life is like a box of chocolate. And we've got Vern. What's that?
I said it could be Zsa Zsa Gabor if we work fast.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, nice. Well played.
Touche. All right, we got some gold here. And Gloria Stewart, in fact, still with us. So, Gloria Stewart, thumbs up. Keep it going, baby. All right. Now, let's turn our attention, because I love recasting films, and just let's recap real quick. For anyone out there, you want to recast a classic movie, call us 347-326-9700. Let us know. Okay, we've got our Emmy Award winner Alan on the line. We're gonna talk about some TV stuff in a minute here. I'm gonna ask him some questions about TV.
About very special episodes?
About very special episodes.
Very special Small Wonder.
That's right. Was there ever a very special Small Wonder?
They were all very
They were all very special.
Today on a very special Homeboys from Outer Space.
I know the show. That's the sad part.
I know.
Two brothers in space, hilarity ensues. All right.
That's right.
So we got the Godfather recast, starring Carrot Top, Sarah Palin, Carrot Top, Sarah Palin, Flavor Flav, Bret Michaels, Vin Diesel, and in a dual role, John Lovitz and Gilbert Gottfried playing Vito. We've got a Casablanca remake starring Michael Cera and Snooki, although we are leaning towards replacing Michael Cera with Jesse Eisenberg, just because. Because he's not, all right. And then we've got Forrest Gump. We've got our Forrest Gump remake with Harry Carey as Forrest Gump, Tori Spelling as Bubba, Zsa Zsa Gabor as Jenny.
Is Harry Carey still alive?
No, but I'm the host. I'm the host. I can break the rule. Harry Carey lives forever. We cast Will Ferrell to pretend that we cast Will Ferrell as Harry Carey. How about that?
I think that's just wrong. You can't break your own rules.
That's
not fair to our lone tweeter.
All right, all right. That you know what? You're right. You caught me.
Tonight on a very special The Secret Diary of Desmond Pfeiffer. This is what happened.
You know what would be a great idea? Okay. All right. So then, fine. You know what? Fine. I'm just going to do my go-to guy here. We'll take him out. We'll put Mickey Rourke as Forrest Gump.
But Mickey Rourke makes everything better.
Michael Ian Black.
Michael Ian Black. We could do Michael Ian Black as Forrest Gump, but that would be entertaining.
That's the thing. He's genuinely funny.
We still are trying to get Michael Ian Black to call the show. By the way, that's the whole point of bringing up Michael Ian Black, because we feel like if we discuss him every week, eventually he'll call. But let's focus now, Alan. Okay, so we got into it a little bit on last week's show before we got cut off, right? We were going in a certain direction. We're not going to go that route, but I do want to ask if you care to let us know, and you could do this in a subtle way. You don't have to specifically name names. The most obnoxious person that you ever worked with or interviewed, because you've interviewed a lot of people. Is that right?
True. The most obnoxious.
Us? Is it us? It's possibly us.
No.
We're not, but see, we're sort of interviewing Alan. He's not really interviewing us, but
even still.
Well, most obnoxious people you've been on the phone with or spoken to, yeah, we would take the cake, yeah. Although I don't know, maybe did you work with Zsa Zsa Gabor already?
No, I didn't.
Okay, I would see. I would
I've not had that experience.
Okay.
Shirley Mclean was difficult.
Shirley Mclean, all right.
Yeah.
Which one of her lives did you interview her during?
She was doing a movie up in Massachusetts. They were shooting in Massachusetts, and they called it Change of Seasons with Anthony Hopkins and Bo Derek. And she was very difficult to deal with, to talk to.
And let me just ask, and because I've always wanted to ask this question, especially in this way, how was Bo Derek?
Bo Derek was nice. She was gorgeous. And her husband John stood right next to her, telling her everything to say.
I don't blame him.
I don't doubt it. How and John Derek, how was he? Was it kind of one of those where you're like, dude, if you would just go away, we could really kind of,
John was kind of I don't know, how should I put this? He was kind of an LA hipster. In the truest sense of the word, I think, with the blue sunglasses, and I just had gone past that teen idol stage,
Gotcha. Oh, that's hilarious. Because he was not, he was Robert Evans-esque.
Right. Yes, yeah, that's very well put.
All right, Robert Evans reference. Wow, we're throwing some old Hollywood out there. All right, and okay, so. Now, you directed a movie right? One of the more recent films that you directed starred someone who, well, all right, you did a movie with Victoria Jackson, right?
I did, yeah.
Okay. For people that have now, I was lucky enough to actually be on the set. Okay, I was in the movie for like 2 seconds. I was like as an extra, but I was lucky enough to be on set. I was lucky enough to accompany Alan and meet Victoria Jackson. So I thought, tell us about Victoria Jackson.
Oh, you thought?
Well, Victoria is.
I have my opinion of her. I think I know. Like, I'll just say, I guess. Okay. Maybe that's too broad of a question. I shouldn't throw it out that way. Let me ask a different way. Are you surprised in any way that she's mindlessly fallen in with Glenn Beck?
No, not surprised in any sense of the word.
Okay.
That is perfect.
See, I figure if we say it this way, even if she is listening, which clearly she won't be, even if we just say it this way, she won't understand that we're just outright calling her stupid.
Yeah, Victoria is she's very religious.
That's true. And I would add, she was she was nice to me. I'll say that, right? She was, but I just, in your experience, Alan, is it odd? Is it weird? Does it surprise you when you see celebrities go so far to the right because of how much Hollywood is accused of being overly liberal?
Not in her case, no. She's just over there. She's a very strange individual, but she's hysterical. Think about it. She started as a gymnast, and she had to do something. But she's very funny. She's hysterical. She's very funny, but she lets other things get in front of that.
She was always great on Weekend Update.
I'm sitting here with a candy cane.
And I love her in UHF. So.
Right.
I think UHF would definitely be her finest role. Anything with Weird Al in it, we're huge Weird Al fans. We love Weird Al.
It's everybody's finest role for everyone involved in that movie.
She was
even Kevin McCarthy.
I didn't realize she was in The Freshman with Matthew Broderick and Fredo.
I forgot about that one. Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
All right. I've got a question actually for Alan via Twitter. Alan, GoodGirl22 wants to know what you won your Emmy for.
I won my Emmy for a music video called Crack.
There you go.
Was this before or after New Jack City?
Oh, come on now.
Actually, it was after.
It was after.
It was
there
after. Yeah, there was a fellow in Fort Lauderdale who was working for the city. He was a graphic artist, and he wrote a song called Crack, and actually got the city, the police department, to put up confiscated drug money. The city put up all this money to produce his song, and then he donated the profits of the song to the DARE program.
That's where the drug money goes.
Yeah.
Well, some of it. Not necessarily all of it.
The one that gets the stuff that gets confiscated.
The stuff that gets confiscated, which make good use of it, right? That's
That's the idea.
You know what? That's something we should get. You know what? That's what they should do. They should take drug money and use it to fund the arts.
See, and now we're learning again.
And now we are learning again. Now we're off those rails again because now we're getting all serious.
Tonight on a very special Nightmare Cafe.
Special.
Very special. All right. Okay, I've got a couple things I do want to ask you about too, Alan. Now, one of the cool things that you did, in addition to winning an Emmy, directing an Emmy-winning music video, directing movies, you went 5,000 feet or 500? What was it? It was either 500 feet underground with 5,000 bats, or 5,000 feet, 500 bats, or something.
I was in a cave in upstate New York. I was spelunking with a guy studying these bats. We went 500 feet underground into a bat cave that had 50,000 bats in it.
Whoa. Jeez, I was way off, dude.
I have never spelunked.
I have never.
Why?
I have not. I played Splunker on Nintendo. That's as close as I've come.
If I were to spelunk, I would probably end up pooping myself after encountering 50,000 bats.
I would pray for Lou Diamond Phillips.
Spelunk would actually have to be the sound effect in that panel in the comic of my life.
It wouldn't be Sput?
No.
That's a callback to our first show, by the way. All right. We're going back.
We walked into this, we crawled into this larger cavern we could stand up in, and the bats had lined the ceilings. They were all asleep until our body temperature started warming up the room a little bit, and they started to get a little more active. So we left.
Yeah, good thing to do. Now, can I just ask, why the hell were you in a cave down there? What were you doing?
We were actually studying. These were migratory bats that came from Indiana that were wintering in New York State, and I went with we went with a scientist from State University of New York to go study the bats.
And did you just have a curiosity about bats, or was this for a program, or?
It was for a TV program.
Okay.
We were.
Batman, or he's not going to announce that on the
I understand. I know. He's not going to reveal that he is, in fact, Batman. I get that.
You can't bring that out of him.
Although you may have just gotten a new nickname, courtesy of Beans there. All right. So, okay, so now the other thing, which is pretty cool, you've been to the North Pole.
I have technically not been to the North Pole, but I was 40 miles from the North Pole.
You've been damn close.
Could you see?
Yeah, I was damn close to the North Pole. Yeah, it was, this was again for a TV show, and we flew with the Air National Guard. We flew from Schenectady, New York, where they were based, to Sonderstrom, Greenland, and we went from there to a distant early warning station called Die 2, 40 miles from the North Pole. And
they met up with
stood on the ice, and it was, let me see, when we left Schenectady, it was about 20 degrees. When we got to Sonderstrom, it was about 10 below, and it was 25 below zero up at the distant early warning station.
You would think Santa would wear their gloves.
You would think.
The guys there actually thought it was a fairly warm day, so they were outside playing baseball when we got there.
Wow. Huh. What the hell were they? Were they wearing, like, jackets or anything, or they were just, how the hell did...
Yeah. They were wearing probably everything that they could possibly be wearing, but to them it was a fairly warm day. I think they were fairly drunk, too. So they were pretty much nothing to do there.
Keep warm?
I guess that's the only way to keep warm. So, did you play in the game? Did you play baseball with them or no?
We did, because the C-130 that was supposed to come back to pick us up decided to do some touch-and-go landing and takeoff practices out on the ice. So they were about a half hour.
That's safe.
Yeah. They were about a half hour late in coming to pick us up, so we played some ball out on the ice. The ice is 12 miles thick there.
On the ice.
Wow. The ice is 12 miles thick, which it would have to be.
12 miles thick.
12 miles?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it would have to be to hold a C-130. I mean, that's the largest transport plane that the Air Force has. I've actually been... Yeah. I've been in a C-130. I've been in the cockpit of a C-130 in Delaware, actually. Freaking huge.
They kick it off the ice with rockets. Rocket assisted takeoff.
Wait, so, okay.
And they make pizzas on the plane, which was pretty cool.
Wait, so, okay, how long were you there? How long were you in the North, were you there, like, up near the North Pole?
I was up there for 5 days.
Okay. So in a span of 5 days, you leave the U.S., you fly to about as far north as you can get without being Santa Claus or having a sleigh that flies, powered by reindeer. And so when you land, they're playing baseball outside because it's negative 25 degrees, kind of warm out. So they're kicking around a game of baseball, drunk, on ice 12 miles thick. They drop you off there, and now you're waiting to leave. This is all in the span of 5 days. You see the Northern Lights, which I'm going to ask you about in a minute, just letting you know. And as you're waiting for them to show up, are you watching the C-130, like do the touch and go, like bounce off the ice and take back off and practice that? I'd imagine you'd have to. Could you see that while you were playing baseball?
Yeah, we saw a couple of them. You know, we saw a couple touch and goes.
That's going to distract the outfielder.
Yeah, yeah.
And so so now there playing baseball. You're waiting. You're ready to leave. You're on ice. Keep in mind, you're on ice.
Thick ice. 12-mile
Ice.
thick ice.
12 miles thick, but it's still ice, which is frozen water. And so
Yes,
when you
that
get...
is ice.
Okay, hold on. I'm going somewhere with this.
I hope so.
So when you get back on the giant C-130, the huge plane, which if you've never... I mean, it's like the size of a skyscraper, right? It's huge. They are taking off with rockets. Rockets, ice, melting. I mean, you know, the weight of the plane, that would concern me. Were you concerned at all? I would have been very, very worried that the pilot may have also been drunk. Thus, he's doing touch-and-go landings on ice in the world's largest aircraft. And I would be afraid that you know, he'd misfire a rocket or something would go wrong, and we would end up ourselves going 12 miles through the ice.
6 miles down into
Right.
12-mile ice.
Yes, 6 miles down into 12-mile ice. That's right. And then you know what would be the worst? The only person that could save us? Carrot Top.
True.
I don't know. He got killed with a toll booth. He couldn't make it. All right. He's recasting The Godfather.
Spoilers for The Godfather, by the way, folks.
Oh, good God. If you haven't seen The Godfather by this point, or you don't know that Sonny Corleone gets the bejesus shot out of him at a toll booth, I'm sorry, but you know what? At the same time, guess what? The dude in the crying game? Yeah, it's a dude, not a chick. It's a dude. There you go. I ruined that one, too. Oh, and in The Sixth Sense, Bruce Willis is dead. Enjoy. There you go. If you don't know these movies and you're listening to our program, what are you doing? Because, come on, man, we're talking about, what do the films we talk about? Come on. You have to have seen those films in order to be tuning into the show.
So you have to have seen that German Seven Dwarfs movie? Even I haven't.
No. But you have to have seen, like, The Godfather and The Crying Game and The Sixth Sense. You've got to know those films.
You need a base of reference.
We need a base of reference.
No, I'm saying that somebody should have a reference base that they can work from if they're going to listen and participate.
Probably true. If you're listening to the show, you should be hooked to IMDb at all times.
You probably should because, I mean, there's no way for...
to find out about No Contest.
No Contest, the exploding hooker movie with Robert Davi. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Jeez. All right. So now, were you concerned at all? I
wasn't concerned. Actually, I wasn't too concerned. The pilot was very professional. But what worries me is there was the possibility that there would be a lot of drunk people there. We flew into Sandstrom Air Base, and the barracks had not a bar, but a liquor store in the barracks. And the most popular thing seems to be Jägermeister with codeine.
Oh, my.
With codeine?
With codeine.
Yeah.
Wow. So long before the rappers invented drinking codeine with your booze.
Right. The Air National Guard one.
That is shocking to me to know because I just found out.
Jägermeister and codeine. I just passed out a little bit just hearing that.
Yeah, that just sounds disgusting. Like, that's almost as if, someone took our concept of taking and making the worst movie ever with the worst cast. It's almost as if they took that concept. Yeah, what tastes the worst? What two things taste the worst that we can find, and let's put them together and see what happens.
Right. Flying back, we flew into Goose Bay, Labrador. It was about 20 below in Goose Bay, and we went into the officers' club there and ordered a beer, and they brought each of us a case open.
A case?
Wow.
Yeah.
What, no codeine?
Yeah, what, no codeine? Yeah. But
right.
What I was going to say was that, there's apparently a very popular drug used, it's like in the rap community, it's like a southern thing, I don't know, it's like, and they make a drink out of like codeine syrup and like Jolly Ranchers and something else, and it's actually called Drank, which I don't get, I don't know.
Never heard of it.
Although I am exploring the possibility of making an energy drink, calling it Frank Drank, because I think that would be awesome.
Frank.
But it's not. But now these guys.
As well as Steven Seagal's Lightning Bolt energy drink.
I don't think it will.
Cherry charred.
It doesn't.
Delicious.
It doesn't have the gravitas.
Delicious.
It doesn't have the gravitas. But so the Air National Guard was boozing it up with codeine before Southern rappers ever thought of it.
Yeah.
No Southern rappers had thought of it. This is all news to me.
And it's not like they were 25 below. It's not like they were freezing their asses off and had to warm up. The rappers, I mean.
I got it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it gets cold in Atlanta. I don't think so. It's called Hot Atlanta, right? It's supposed to be hot. Rails? What rails? Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads. We're just going to fly right off them anyway. All right. Oh, all right, Alan, you want to stick with us for a little bit and go into our next segment? We've got a couple more segments coming up. I'm going to leave it up to you if you want to stay with us for a little bit.
No, I don't want to monopolize time. I'm getting the looks from Maxwell the Wonder Dog.
Ah, Maxwell the Wonder Dog. He probably wants to go to his favorite place, which is not inside the house.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm trying to keep the hounds from getting riled up here. So.
All right, I'm going to go take care of him. Thanks.
Expect a bill from my therapist for that Casablanca thing.
Yeah, seriously, that right now is going to be, and of course we're going to post these on the website. I think that's going to be the most popular one. We're going to put this up as a poll on our website on Facebook to have people vote on which they think is the worst. We're going to add a few more into these. Hopefully we'll get some more calls in. We'll ask some people to give us some ideas. In the meantime, though, I do want to say, Alan, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you, and maybe we'd want Michael Bay to direct that.
Oh, dude, you just took it to a whole nother level. Michael Bay directing the movie with Michael Cera and Snooki.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Rick's is going to blow up.
Wow.
Sorry, Beans.
Oh.
All right, take care, guys.
All right, you have a good one, Alan. Thank you.
Thanks for the nightmares.
All right. That's Alan, our Emmy-winning producer. Thank you. Okay. So how about 313 Nick is telling us that maybe we could get Dom DeLuise, Jim Varney, Oprah Winfrey, and Vern Troyer.
Except for Jim Varney, he's no longer
Jim
alive.
Varney is no longer alive. So instead, we would have Dom DeLuise.
We would have whoever else did the voice of Slinky Dog in Toy Story 3.
Actually, I am familiar with the actor, and I can't.
Blake something. I can't think of it either. I know from Home Improvement, but I can't remember his name.
He was on Home Improvement. You know what else? I'm going to throw this at you. How about this? He was on Boy Meets World. He played Ryder Strong's father on Boy Meets World, his estranged father.
Still never seen it. I know him because he was on Comic Strip Live all the time when I was a kid.
And I'm just going to say, by the way, Topanga, Danielle Fishel, there you go. We mentioned you as well on the show. Michael Ian Black. Okay. So 347-326-9700.
If Michael Ian Black calls, it's just going to be to yell at us for taking his name in vain.
It is. It may be. He could smite us. I think Michael Ian Black has the power to smite us.
He will hit us with copies of his book, My Custom Van.
Which everyone should go out and buy right now because we love Michael Ian Black. And actually, he could smite us because you know what? He did play an angel on the show Reaper.
That he did.
A gay angel who was in a relationship with Ken Marino.
A gangel.
A gangel. Did we just make up another word? Is that a new hashtag? I think gangel is our new hashtag. Man, between ripping on Palin, okay, making fun of Glenn Beck, which, come on.
I mean, that job kind of does itself there, doesn't it?
It does. Look, you know what? I mean, I don't know. I can't even say. I don't even want to get into it, but apparently $1 million to Glenn Beck, 87,000 is actually $1 million. Equals $1 million.
Doesn't it?
New mail. It's no wonder they fucked up the economy so bad, right? Sorry. Hey, right-wingers, I'm sorry, but if you think 87,000 people is 1 million people, there you go. All right.
I miss you. I liked having listeners.
Whatever. Look, I've dropped two F-bombs on this show.
It's not the F-bomb.
It's not the F-bombs. I know it's not the F-bombs. I don't care. Okay, Pee Wee Herman's looking at me. He's giving me a dirty look. I don't like it. It's happening, but whatever. It doesn't matter. All right. So we're going to post these on our, getting back to our action. We're going to get the hate mail like crazy from the right wing. It doesn't matter. So on our calls on casting.
You're going to get hate mail from me if you keep this up.
Okay. On our calls for casting, we're going to post these online. We're going to post these as a poll on our Facebook, and then we're going to come back next week and we'll talk about who has picked out the worst of the worst. Or if you want to send us your idea for the worst, for a casting, take a great movie, recast it with bad actors or reality stars, whatever. The worst movie, that's what we want you to come up with. 347-326-9700. You can either call us on the Frank line, you can reach us on Facebook, or you can contact us on Twitter, twitter.com/FrankTheUnicorn. And right now we've got 3. We've got The Godfather starring Carrot Top as Sonny Corleone, Sarah Palin in the Taylor Shire role. Michael Corleone will be played by Flavor Flav. Brett Michaels will be the consigliere. Fredo played by Vin Diesel, and John Lovitz and Gilbert Gottfried will do a dual performance for Vito. We could, you know what, we could throw in, well, no, because Pee Wee Herman would probably make a pretty good Mo Green, right?
I think he would.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what, if you've got a Mo Green for us, 347-326-9700. Now, we've also got Forrest Gump. We've recast that with Mickey Rourke as Forrest Gump. Or possibly 313 Nick said possibly Dom DeLuise as Forrest Gump, which
Dom
I also
DeLuise
like.
is no longer alive as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, he'll never, you know.
Peter DeLuise.
There you go. Peter DeLuise. All right, 313 Nick. We're going to modify a little bit there. We're going to get Tori Spelling as Bubba. We're going to get Jenny. We're going to have Zaza Gabor as Jenny. Brian Austin Green as Mama Gump, and Vern Troyer playing Lieutenant Dan. And the worst yet, at least my favorite, your favorite, Casablanca remake, Michael Cera and Snooki. Okay. So we'll put those on the site, and you guys can give us some ideas on that. Let us know what you think. Also, we'd like to have your ideas for the worst film ever made. If you've got an idea for just the worst possible film ever, we'd like to hear that too.
So Pay It Forward doesn't already hold that spot?
You know what's funny? I was actually thinking to myself, you know what would be the worst movie ever? If you
Pay It Forward?
Pay It Forward. If you did a movie where you had a group of super secret agent, like real tough super secret agent guinea pigs, okay, trained secretly by the CIA, and their job is to protect and save the world when no one else can. Oh wait, they already made that movie.
But wouldn't Tracy Morgan have to be involved to make it really, really bad?
I think possibly. G-Force!
You might be onto something. I
Speaking
haven't
of
actually
Tracy,
seen G-Force.
I have not either. I'm glad you brought up Tracy Morgan, though, because pretty much any film, if you take 30 Rock and you just take any of the movie posters for the films he's done supposedly on the show as Tracy Jordan, Who Dat Ninja, Big Bitch 2.
I would go see Who Dat Ninja.
I would go see Who Dat Ninja. I would. And actually, you know what I'm looking forward to seeing? Machete.
Definitely.
You know why?
And introducing Don Johnson. I cannot wait for Machete. That alone in the trailer makes me, every time I see it, I laugh. And I can't help it. I know it's coming, and it still makes me laugh.
Seagal. That's all I got to say, man. Steven Seagal.
Definitely.
Steven Seagal.
Back on the big screen where he belongs.
Where he belongs, people. You know the only thing you know what we should do? You know what? How about this for a great movie? Michael Ian Black and Steven Seagal. Michael Ian Black
Is that
plays
like a buddy film, or would Michael Ian Black have to be the villain?
buddy cop movie, because I don't want to see Michael Ian Black get thrown around by Steven Seagal. I don't want to see that. I want to see them work together. Buddy cop movie, okay? Steven Seagal plays the straight-laced, by-the-book cop.
And Michael Ian Black is the
off-the-handle, wild card.
Dan Aykroyd and Loose Cannons cop?
Yes, he's just the completely out there, throwing, blowing up shit, making all kinds of problems, and Seagal's got to go in there and be diplomatic and clean up the mess and occasionally break a few arms.
I think this is why you're not working in Hollywood.
Oh, there are many reasons, my friend. Many, many reasons. Okay.
This is definitely in the top one.
It would definitely be in the top. It would be in the top. My love of all bad film would definitely put me there. Now, let's do this. We didn't get to it last week. And we promoted a little bit earlier in the show, okay? Cosmo. I've got the new Cosmo. Now, right away, when I look at the new Cosmo, I feel better looking at it, and I feel better buying it because now I'm purchasing a magazine with Jessica Alba on the cover. I'm not one of those guys who thinks Jessica Alba is the hottest thing ever and all that, and, whatever. She's very attractive. She's a beautiful woman, right?
She is.
Talented actress. Loved her in the Devon Sawa movie with the hands.
Idle Hands.
Loved it. Okay, thought she was great. But I'm not one of those guys that gets all excited. But definite upgrade over who was on last month's cover, Britney Spears. Okay. So there's some interesting things in Cosmo. We're going to go through this real quick. Not real quick, actually, over the next 59, 58 minutes, whatever.
We haven't done the week in history.
We actually have not, and this week we to use one of our words, we eschewed the week in history in favor of the calls on casting and speaking to Mr. Allen.
Gotcha. If I did my homework, I'd have known that.
You had the show outline on Monday.
I sure did.
You did. Yeah.
I skimmed it.
You skimmed it,
I'm
and
a skimmer.
that's all it takes.
All right.
That's all it takes. Okay.
I'm
We both are. That's why we're making fun of Cosmo. All right. So here's the deal. The first thing, okay, Cosmo news. Now, there's a lot of good stuff in here about Cosmo. Now, last time we looked at Cosmo, there was a whole thing about the vaginal, okay? There's a whole bunch of new vaginal advice in here, which we're going to get to. But
Vaginal advice.
Vaginal advice.
If that's not a name for a band, I don't know what is.
Hashtag vaginal advice. And the producer is shaking her head no. No way. Absolutely not. Okay.
But then no one will know to buy my album.
Well, there you go. We'll promo it on the, you know what? You can come and play it live on the air. How about that?
Sold.
We will have vaginal advice live on the air.
Vaginal Advice Tour 2010.
Yes. Oh my God.
I quit.
Okay. It's only on tour for 3 weeks out of every month. It takes a week off.
Okay. Let's move on.
All right. So, sexy versus skanky. Okay? Sexy versus skanky, all right? Now, now here's the thing. Sexy versus skanky. You've got on one side Matthew McConaughey on the bike. On the right side, you've got, like, a guy that looks like an extra from Train Spotting. Okay, right?
Okay.
Nude on the bike. And it says, cycling sleeveless, sexy, cycling naked, skanky. You know what? If you reverse these guys, if you took the clothes off McConaughey and put him naked on the bike over here, and you just, it's the guys, right? It's the picture. You agree, right?
I don't know that I do. I think that cycling naked is going to be skanky no matter who's doing it.
I think it's a bad idea.
I lead you towards the bicycle race video by Queen.
I think it's a bad idea all the way around because, you know, obviously many horrible things could happen. You've got a chain there, that you've got gears and sprockets, pedals.
You have sprockets. This would not be the time on sprockets when you dance.
That would be the time on sprockets when you scream.
Yes.
Okay. So, okay, yeah, don't cycle naked. Skanky. Okay. Sexy, taking a bike.
If you take anything away from this show, it must be this.
Don't
cycle naked.
Do not cycle naked. Oh, and, by the way, Michael Ian Black. Okay. So, now here's the deal. Okay, so this should be obvious to everyone. First of all, cycling naked, also illegal. Unless you have a private property. If you have enough space.
Oliver, I think it's okay.
You're going to bike on sand? I mean, how are you going to ride a bike on a beach?
If Hasselhoff can do it, I can too.
All right, anyway. So taking a bite out of a cone, sexy. Taking a bite out of silicone, not sexy. And look, it's a picture of Snooki. Just what I don't want to see.
I honestly don't even know what I'm looking at right now.
It's an orange, look, the hairy carrot. You see it?
Okay.
There. Okay.
Is she biting another human being's boob?
Yeah, you don't want to see. It's going to make you sick.
Sure don't.
Sexy, friends who have your back. Skanky, friends who backstab. Skanky, what about they're just jackasses. They're just not friends, right?
This is true.
Come on, Cosmo. Why would you encourage a woman to have a friend that backstabs? Oh, that's skanky? No, that's just stupid. Come on, man. All right. Okay. Sexy, madman. Skanky, a madman. And it's got a picture of Brandon Davis. I don't get the reference. I guess he's a jerk. I don't get the reference. I don't know.
And I've never seen Mad Men, so
I have not.
Actually,
you know what? I have not either.
I would like to, but it's in the middle somewhere, and I need to start at the beginning.
Right. It's one of those. It's one of those shows where you miss.
And I feel bad because it's the national conversation. Everyone's talking about Mad Men,
except us,
and I know nothing.
And you know what? We are talking about Mad Men, but we're talking about how we've never seen it. That's pretty sad.
So we've joined the national conversation.
A little bit. 347-326-9700. Okay. Sexy.
You really want hashtag vaginal advice? I can't do that? Okay, just making sure.
Done.
Did we do the hashtag for vaginal advice? Good. All right. Sexy.
Bring it back to that.
Dancing at a bar. Skanky. Brawling at a bar.
No.
Women.
No. Don't care what it says. Brawling in a bar can never be skanky because that, my friend, gave us Roadhouse. And whatever gave us Roadhouse cannot be wrong. Except maybe Roadhouse 2. That was wrong. But Roadhouse. No, not wrong. Forget it. Not skanky. Tear the magazine up. Set it aflame. And throw it away.
My take on this, I personally like to see women brawling at a bar. I like to see cat fights. I like to see women fighting in a bar. Why not? It's entertaining. And it could lead to some Roadhouse action. You never know.
I mean, you can't diss Dalton. Pain don't hurt.
Nope. All right. There's a dude I miss. There's an actor I miss. I miss me some Patrick Swayze.
So did Roadhouse 2.
Yeah, well.
Have you seen Roadhouse 2?
No, I avoid most Jonathan Scheck
You
movies.
got your Jonathan Scheck, who I actually kind of like because he's written some decent horror movies.
I do like Jonathan Scheck from That Thing You Do. I thought he was great.
And he wrote The Washingtonians, which was cool. And the only adaptation of a Bentley Little book to see the screen. I'm happy with that. But you got your Jake Busey, and you got an exact rehash of the plot of Roadhouse. And the worst thing they could possibly do, instead of just saying, Dalton's moved on or whatever, no, he died between movies.
Oh, that's horrible.
I hate that.
That's terrible.
You kill off Dalton?
Seriously.
Already, I hate you, movie. That was the first line in the movie, and I was already totally against the movie.
Guess what?
No matter what else it could have brought, they killed off Dalton.
You know what? We just found a worse remake than Casablanca with Michael Cera and Snooki. And it's apparently Roadhouse with Jonathan Scheck and Jake Busey. There you go. Yeah. Actually, Jake Busey. I mean,
I know it had a subtitle. I think it was Roadhouse 2: The Last Call or something like that.
Nice.
I don't remember.
Okay, so now the last thing in the sexy versus skanky list: sexy, wearing a short dress. Yes, ladies, that's fine. Skanky, wearing a shirt as a dress.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't know that was a thing either, but apparently it is. I will say this. I think pretty much any guy is going to tell you that the less clothing you wear, the more they're in favor of that, right?
Generally true.
Pretty accurate? Okay. So let's just keep flipping through here. We've got, let's see.
Wait, it says in there not to wear a shirt as a dress?
It says not to wear a shirt as a dress.
Later on in the same issue, they show a shirt as a dress with a belt around it to make it a dress.
They do. They do, in fact. Wow. Well, Cosmo was nothing if not consistent, as we're going to find out when we talk about Untamed Vajayjays. But first...
Untamed Vajayjays. Wasn't that a Marissa Tomei movie?
I think it was actually... It could have been a Marissa Tomei movie. I also think it was a Righteous Brothers song, was it not?
Oh, that was Untamed Heart. I'm sorry, I got confused.
Gotcha. All right. With Christian Slater was in that movie. It's one of his,
that was the worst Christian Slater impression I've ever seen.
One of his sensitive roles. All right.
Oh, my God, that was horrible.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to give you the Cosmo Quiz.
Okay.
You're going to take the Cosmo Quiz. Beans is now taking the Cosmo Quiz. All right. Beans, if you could have any superpower, it would be A, flight, B, super strength, C, invisibility.
C, no contest.
Invisibility?
Yeah, I'm afraid of heights, so flight's not going to do it.
Or D, the ability to morph into Michael Cera.
I don't think that would be a superpower.
It could be you would change.
But then again...
You know what? We need to make it better than that. How about this? How about...
I have to think of someone who absolutely adored Scott Pilgrim versus the World, that I have nothing against Michael Cera.
No, I don't either. I wanted to pick someone that was good. I didn't want to make it a bad superpower, like the ability to morph in a Carrot Top. No one would pick that.
I don't know. He's got the guns.
He does. All right. Never mind that. All right. So you would pick invisibility anyway, right? Regardless.
No
right?
contest.
Okay. If you could change one thing about myself, it would be...
Is this not a multiple choice?
No, it's not. This is just an open-ended one here.
If I could change any one thing about myself, what would it be?
Mm-hmm.
I probably wouldn't be on this show.
Really? See, I would think you'd want to be less sexy.
I don't think I could be.
I've
tried.
I think you need to be less sexy. Okay, so
I'll put my pants
my favorite part of my body is my. Now keep in mind this is from Cosmo. So
yeah.
My favorite part of my body is my A, boobs, B, butt, C, legs, D, mouth, E, other.
It happens to be my philtrum, which is the little indent under your nose.
Excellent. I would have said uvula, which is a little thing that hangs down in the back of your throat. Yeah.
That's uvula who?
Do we have a new band name, or is that a hashtag?
That's actually a Green Day song, but also just a great line from Chevy Chase.
Okay. All right.
I do know this. Your uvula's on the fritz.
Nice. All right. Laughter isn't only the best medicine, it's also the best A, stress reliever, B, aphrodisiac, C, icebreaker, D, defense mechanism.
I'd have to go with D. Okay, I have to bring us back to the casting call for a moment.
Okay.
Because 313 Nick just came up with the greatest movie I will never see.
And that is?
A remake of The Last Temptation of Christ.
Okay.
Which, by the way, is an excellent movie.
It is.
Featuring Oprah Winfrey as Christ.
See, I would think she would want to be Paul. They should make her St. Paul, because then she'd become the Popra. Yes, I got to say Popra again. Thank you, 313 Nick.
Okay, now I have to ask 313 Nick to stop tweeting because I don't want jokes like that to happen anymore.
You don't want the Popra jokes?
Right.
All right, you know what? The hell with this. Let's just flip through Cosmo a little bit more. That quiz sucked. That was a boring quiz. That was no fun. We need a better quiz. We need a quiz that's worthy of a superhero who has the ability to turn into Michael Cera. I think that's what we need. Right? Do you agree?
I don't know that is. I think I'm impressed with Michael Cera turning into a superhero in Scott Pilgrim, but that's just me.
Okay. All right, let's do this. Now, we asked guys on the street, 100 guys on the street.
We asked or they asked?
They asked.
I'm just making sure. I don't remember interviewing anybody. I just wanted to double check.
How do you feel about cosmetic surgery? 53%, it's okay, but natural is better. 26%, if it makes you look and feel hotter, go for it. 21%, knives, stitches, swelling, huge turnoff. Personally, I would say knives, stitches, swelling, huge turnoff. What is your take?
I think plastic surgery looks absolutely horrible. I think if you need proof, go rent Leatherheads or any late period Renee Zellweger movie, and you will see that. I don't know what she was thinking, but she looks like a baby who just tasted grapefruit for the first time, and that's what a lot of plastic surgery folk look like.
She's literally turned into an aardvark.
And it horrifies me.
Okay. Well, I agree. I think, ladies, we like you the way you are. You don't need to change to please us. And if you have a guy that wants you to change to please you, not the right guy.
And also, it's nice to be speaking to someone who can actually change their facial expression every now and again.
That's true. So you can actually
not just constantly look surprised.
Right. Like, oh, well, all right. You're from Boca, right? Okay. We got a call coming in. Let's pick it up. Caller, you're on the horn.
Hello?
Hello, you're on the horn. Who we got?
This is Leah, a.k.a. the Cookie Maven.
Oh, it's the Cookie Maven. She's calling in.
Wait a minute, there are cookies?
There will be cookies. And
There will be cookies.
There will be cookies. That would be a great movie. It would be. You know what? Too bad he's not alive, because I'm pretty sure, going back to our Godfather thing, yeah, we could get more star in that movie. If we yeah. All right, Liam, you're on with on. Tell us what's going on with the Cookie Maven. What's happening? What's going on?
The Cookie Maven is exploring delicious new adventures in cookies.
Okay.
Some great new kind of flavor sensations with brownies. Working with a lot of organic products now because of all the craziness with the eggs and the E. coli and all that bad stuff. So I'm using all organic dairy products now and all organic livestock products now, like eggs and stuff.
Okay.
So it makes for a much more delicious cookie, and it makes for a much better product. And all of the chocolate that I'm using is going to be going organic soon. So it's coming. It's a big change, but I think everyone's going to be happy with it. And we're working on some new seasonal flavors. I'm doing some cheesecake-filled pumpkin muffins.
And why don't I have any of those in front of me right now?
So you'll be in the studio with us next week, is that right?
Yeah.
Probably like in the next couple weeks. Don't worry. You guys will get a shipment.
Ooh,
I'll make sure you guys get something delicious. Don't worry.
I think the greatest words I've ever heard were pumpkin cheesecake-filled muffins. I don't think I've ever heard better words than that.
I'm very excited because this is the pumpkin season. Do you have any other? Do you have some like special pumpkin cookies or fall type cookies you're doing, or?
I'm going to be bringing out my oatmeal cranberry chocolate chunk cookies. Those are the bedazzled oatmeal cookies. So they have they're studded with delicious, juicy cranberries and big chunks of chocolate. So those are nice, and the smell of the cinnamon evokes a lot of that holiday spirit. And I think I'm going to be working on some oatmeal pumpkin cookies.
Ooh.
With some just a nice kind of drizzle of a little bit of icing on the top. Just something a little bit different, a little bit classy for the season. You can put out at a nice dinner party. So, just that really kind of deliciousness that you think of and you're like, oh man, I just want to keep eating it and eating it. And I always do for, when it gets closer to Hanukkah and Christmas, we get a lot of those gross-ass candy canes that you don't really want to eat. So I like to take those and I make something called a Winter Wonderland brownie, which is a really phenomenal, super dark chocolate brownie. It's got some crushed up candy canes on the top, and then it's got a whole layer of York peppermint patties.
Wow.
So every bite that you bite into is got like this nice thick layer of delicious dark chocolatey pepperminty goodness.
Wow, Leah, Beans here. Question for you. I know we haven't met, but will you marry me?
Are you Jewish?
Yes, I am.
Possibly.
Awesome.
Possibly.
Wow, that would be possibly felonious. I didn't want to point that out.
And all the things that I make are definitely Frank the Unicorn approved. Frank the Unicorn enjoys the giant cookie cakes.
I do love the giant cookie cakes. Now, so real quick, you're going to be, now to tie into one of our previous guests, these cookies will be available at an upcoming Modern S Burlesque show. That's where you're going to be, right? That's your next, is that your next stop?
Absolutely. I'm going to be at the Modern S Burlesque shows. We're going to be selling the Modern S Burlesque merchandise, so everyone needs to take advantage of those, and we're going to be doing some individually wrapped cookies. I'm going to be working on something super special, top secret for the girls because they deserve it. And, we're just going to show up there, and we're going to rock the house.
Come for the burlesque, stay for the cookies.
I say go for the cookies, stay for the burlesque.
Either way.
Exactly.
Can I say don't give the burlesque girls too many cookies, though? Can I say that?
No, because they're working out. They're doing lots of exercise when they're up on the stage, so they deserve it.
Oh, no, I just don't want anyone else to have the cookies. That was the whole point. Save them for us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Don't let anyone come. Yeah, all right. That's going to be the next show that is September 17th. And that's at the Cottage in Lake Worth, right? Now, where else do you have Twitter? Do you have any other way so if someone wants to contact you and do like a custom order of any of these things, or talk to you about maybe doing cookies for them or their event, how can they get in touch with you?
They can connect to me through Twitter. It's at the Cookie Maven. And they can connect with me on my Facebook fan page, and that has all my contact information. The website is coming soon. It's a long process, but if you need to contact me, you can definitely look up all that information. It is all available via Facebook and via Twitter. And the head baker is at Beatley, so you can check her out, and she will be able to provide all of your mouthgasmic baked good needs.
Mouthgasmic.
Mouthgasm. There you go. There's a hashtag. Throw that one out there.
Mouthgasm, definitely.
So let me just, Beans, can I ask, would the vaginal would the vaginal advice or vaginal advisor, would they have would you use that? Would you use Mouthgasm?
Yes, definitely. That would be the name of the first album.
Throw that one out there. Put that on Twitter. All right. 347-326-9700 if you want to talk to the Cookie Maven. If you want to ask her questions about cookies or being Mavenish, you can do that. 347-326-9700 or Twitter.com/FrankTheUnicorn. And believe me, we totally understand about the website coming soon stuff because we're working on that now. We put up our new logo. Did you see our new logo for the show?
I absolutely adore the new logo. I think it's fabulous.
Well, thank you. Do you get that it's a horn? I'm a little bit worried that people don't necessarily understand it's a unicorn horn.
I kind of understand that it looks like a horn. It kind of harkens back to the day of the old RKO radio, with that kind of look.
Perfect.
Yes.
Thank you. That's exactly what we were going for. All right. Listen, Leah, I hope you don't mind. I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit because you happen to call in the middle of a Cosmo segment.
Absolutely.
Okay. So now it's fun when we make Beans take the quiz, but it's more fun when we make Beans and the caller take the quiz. Now, last time we had Fred Garvin on. Okay, Fred Garvin took the quiz with us. This time you're going to do it. The Cookie Maven is going to take the Cosmo Quiz. You don't have a choice. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good. All right. That's how it works. Sorry. See, you just. That's it. Okay.
How do I get to be a maven? I've always wanted to be a maven.
I don't know if you can be a maven.
Do I need to take a course?
You gotta
know. What would be the male equivalent of a maven? Can we tweet that as a question? What's the male equivalent of a maven? I want to know what that is. All right.
Well, maven is multi-gender.
Oh, really?
Yes. There can be a cigar maven. There can be a golf maven. Maven is a multi-gender word. Maven just means someone that knows a lot of stuff.
So I guess I'm the Robert Davi movie maven.
You would be you would be the every movie maven. You'd be the
maven.
You could be the Cinemaven.
You could be the Cinemaven. Wow. Okay, that's
there's our hashtag.
There's a hashtag for you.
That is a hashtagable.
Leah, can I tell you something?
What?
You need to trademark that shit.
Definitely.
Because someone's gonna steal the Cinemaven. That is good. That is good. We have gotten some excellent contributions on the calls tonight. I am so happy with these calls. We've gotten some great stuff. Between the Casablanca remake with Michael Cera and Snooki, that's a great idea.
Snooki!
Okay. Well, it's a terrible idea, but it's a great idea for a bad idea.
I just want to say that that's not in no way a good idea, except as a bad idea.
Except as a bad idea. But the Cinemaven, that's awesome. And the thought of the pumpkin cheesecake stuffed muffins.
That's the best idea I've ever heard.
I'm so excited about that. I want to end the show now and get one and find one. All right. All right. So, but first, we're going to make you take the Cosmo Quiz, okay?
Okay.
Now, I know you pretty well, so I kind of know how this is going to turn out, okay? But I know that's true. Yeah, that's right. All right. But at the same
Gird your loins.
Hold on. Now, at the same time, I don't know how it's going to turn out for Beans, although I have a sneaking suspicion we may be surprised by his results. Now, the Cosmo Quiz this month is, do you need to grow a pair?
Oh my gosh, I think I was just about to take that. I was opening up my Cosmo the other day to take that.
So you do read Cosmo. You're one of our target listeners in that respect, then, that you do read Cosmo, correct?
I gotta tell you, this month Cosmo had a whole 4-page article spread on the Cosmo Kama Sutra.
They did, and I avoided that. But we're gonna get to what would you do this to your vagina? We're gonna play Would You Do This to Your Vagina after.
That's the answer for everyone.
Okay, well, not quite. After the Cosmo Quiz, we're gonna do this quick. It's 5 questions. Do you need a pair? Okay. Now, Leah, I'm gonna ask the question. I want Leah to answer first. Beans, consider your answer and then also answer. Okay.
I will consider
my
answer.
1. While you're on do you need to grow a pair? Question 1. While you're on a late night chunky monkey run, or in this case, while you're on a late night Cookie Maven run, because you should be getting your snacks from the Cookie Maven, a woman shamelessly cuts you in the checkout line. You A, let out your bitchiest sigh. She definitely notices too. B, say nuh-uh and toss your pint, in front of her diapers and formula. C, tap her on the shoulder and state, "Excuse me, I was here first." Or D, channel the spirit of Steven Seagal, grabbing her in a twisting motion and throwing her across the room into a pile of produce.
That would be break her wrist and throw her out a window.
Right, break her wrist D, break her wrist and throw her out the window. Leah, A, B, C, or D?
I would say C.
D?
C as in cat.
Okay. Beans, what are you going to do?
That is actually also my answer.
C? Okay. All right. 2, an uptight friend wants you to live together, but you turn into Elsie and Heidi if you did.
I don't know who those are.
I'm assuming you wouldn't get along.
I've never seen the Hill.
You wouldn't get along. Let's just say you wouldn't get along. Okay? You break the news by A, explaining I'd like to, but I think we'd clash. I don't exactly do dishes. B, hinting at other plans, then caving faster than Tiger at a strip club. Come on, can we get off Tiger? C,
no one else has.
C, blurting out, "Are you kidding? I'd end up strangling you." Or D, running. What would it be?
C.
C, okay.
C.
I'm all for D.
D, you just run away.
I'm a big proponent of run away.
Run away, okay. All right.
Or gimp away in my case.
Okay.
But yes.
All right, C. Okay, 3. Oh, sorry, question 3. After 3 years, you're ready for your man to put a ring on it. He shows 0 signs of proposing. So you, A, say, "So you'll get down on one knee for her, huh?" when he bends down to tie his niece's shoe. B, broach the topic by saying you might move in a year and asking where he sees himself then. C, bring up that your friend Julie got engaged and wait for him to respond, or D, try to lure him to living with you by buying the complete Steven Seagal movie collection on DVD?
B.
D.
B as in boy.
I'm going to go with D again.
D? Okay. I got it. Okay. All right. Question 4. You're dying to be promoted when a higher spot opens up at work. What's your game plan for snagging it? A, asking your boss to keep you in mind after you've mentioned the great feedback you've been getting. B, telling everyone your competition for the job slept with a client. Hey, it might be true. D, crossing your fingers that your work spouse will put in a good word for you. D, you hire Steven Seagal to break your boss' wrist and throw him out a window. Feedback from me there. What?
I think I would do the one where my coworker was sleeping with a client.
Okay, D. All right.
As much as I admire Steven Seagal's tactics, I'd actually have to go with A.
A. Okay. And our last question, and Leah, I know you got to go. I appreciate you sticking with us. We're almost done. Last question.
It's okay.
A new guy you dig mentioned meeting up on Thursday, but it's Wednesday, and you've heard nada. You A, text, have a date tomorrow, so can't chill, hope that's okay. B, might text him tomorrow afternoon if he's still MIA. C, hey, text, hey, are you still up for tomorrow night? D, you just go out with Steven Seagal.
I think D.
D, you would just go out with Seagal.
Yeah.
Okay, that's smart. All right.
I think I just kind of
You'd also go out with Seagal?
Yes, also D.
Okay. Well, I'm not surprised.
Cookies and dating Seagal, I think you can't go wrong with that.
Cookies and Seagal would be magic. Okay. Seagal looks like he enjoys the cookies.
He does.
Okay. All right. So here are our results. Leah, you've apparently gained Babe with a Backbone. You're right on the cusp of being too ballsy to be around. But well, you're not there. You're not there. You're Babe with a Backbone. Okay. So what? According to Cosmo, now, Bean, you are also a Babe with a Backbone.
I am a Babe.
You are. You're on different ends of the range. Okay. You're closer to wanted balls, but you're still Babe with a Backbone, which is good because you're not too, Leah, again, Babe with a Backbone, a little to the higher end of the score. Again, a good score. Okay. Now here's what it says. If Glee's Will Schuester and Stu Sylvester had a love child, they wouldn't. Jane Lynch not interested in having love children with. Yeah. They'd have to name it after you since you're so skilled at standing firm without going all diva-like. Yeah. That's what it says. And you know how to open up honestly without being drunk, which helps you maintain good relationships, says Yvonne Thomas, PhD, a Los Angeles psychologist. And the smarter it makes it, you have to be good. And since the best way to get ahead is to have people on your side who want to help you out, your thoughtful attitude benefits you as much as it does them. So all in all, there was no, well, we'll get to the dirty sex stuff in a minute with the vaginal stuff, but there was no, that was a good quiz. You guys both did pretty well. There were really, I honestly thought that at least somebody would get too ballsy to be around, but no, you guys went right in the middle there.
I'm glad that you called me a baby.
Well, you are sexy. All right, so Cookie Maven.
Yes.
You sticking with us, or do you need to run? You're getting a little loud there.
I kind of got to go.
All right, well, that's all right. I'll tell you what, before you go, because you do have the best cookies, you got the best cookies, brownies, cakes, all the treats, which, again, they're going to be available at the Modern Burlesque show on the 17th at the Cottage in Lake Worth, so we hope you all come out. But let's go ahead and throw out how our listeners can contact you one more time, please.
You guys can find me on Twitter. It's @TheCookieMaven. And you can find me on Facebook. It is my Facebook fan page of The Cookie Maven. And contact me through Frank the Unicorn, and he'll get you to the right channels.
We will be posting your links on our website. Yes, we will.
Wonderful.
Awesome. Thank you very much, and we appreciate it. Have a great night, and we look forward to eating all of your treats.
Wonderful. You guys have a great night, and Beans, don't worry, you'll get some treats one day.
I appreciate that.
All right, there you go. The Cookie Maven.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. the Cookie Maven, Leah. So, yeah, she makes the best stuff, and we want to encourage everyone to help support her. She's fantastic. And you can contact us if you've got something you want to say. We do have the calls on casting. We're going through Cosmo, and we're about to get into everyone's favorite segment, which is the Cosmo Fun and Fearless, Would You Do This to Your Vagina? Now, I have no vagina.
I'd like to say that title is actually written out in Vajazzles.
It is. It is actually written in Vajazzles, and there's Vajazzles all over the page, which is, there's like little borders and outlines of Vajazzles, if you can see that.
Okay. I can now.
And I keep dropping this thing. All right, anyway, so here's what we want you to do. We don't have any vaginal parts, you or I. But,
speak for yourself. Man.
Well, okay. 347-326-9700. We're going to start talking about this stuff. If you have a feeling or if you want to talk about any of this stuff, call in, let us know, or contact us on Twitter, twitter.com/FrankTheUnicorn. Okay, first things first, okay. The first thing they mention here, okay, V-bling. We know what that is.
Is that the same thing as Vajazzle?
It is. Now, here's the thing.
Or is that like piercings and such?
No, well,
because good God, that looks like it hurts.
Yeah, no, it's actually vajazzling. But here's the funny part, okay? When you read the copy on this that they wrote, you would think that Cosmo had never heard of vajazzling before. This is actually directly from.
Well, they've got to lay out vajazzling for the layman.
But they brought it up last month. They had it as being an in thing.
Perhaps you missed last month's issue.
Maybe you didn't buy it because Britney Spears was on the cover. I don't know.
This is entirely possible.
And it's like an old picture of her, too, which is really weird. I hope she got paid for that. All right. V-bling. This is what they actually say. When we first heard about vajazzling, we thought it had to be a joke. A bedazzled hoo-ha seems more like an SNL skit than a sexy new trend.
Is that the exact same line they used last month?
It very well could be. It could be the very same. We'll have to check. We have it. And now suddenly it's everywhere.
In the vast Frank Unicorn archives.
Right, which is my library. Yeah. I actually do have a library, and Pee Wee Herman is in it, so that's pretty cool, along with an old Chevy. All right, anyway. And now suddenly it's everywhere. Even Jennifer Love Hewitt professed her love for the sparkle during an interview on the George Lopez show, saying it's like a little disco ball down there. You just ruined it for me, J. Love Hewitt. I can't.
That just means there's a disco afro beneath.
Right. Oh, well, that makes sense. I'm not going to ask about platform shoes. Okay. No. Okay. There's a lot of polyester. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So, so they asked Cindy Barshop, founder of Completely Bare Spa in New York City. By the way, if you're listening and if you have a spa or you work in a spa, call us. Is this a popular thing? Have you done this? Do you do this? We want to know. 347-326-9700, twitter.com/FrankTheUnicorn.
They vajazzle at spas?
Yes, they do.
Out of a facial, I guess.
Well, all right.
Matty, Petty, and vajazzle? That's an interesting combination.
She says now that the Brazilian is mainstream, that's mainstream apparently, women want new ways to make the area special. Ladies, let me just take a moment and bring it down for a second. Ladies, that area is special enough. You don't have to improve it. You don't have to impress us. You don't have to change anything. All you've got to do is invite us to the party. We'll bring the wine, and everyone will have a good time. All right, anyway. So, that doesn't need to be any more special. It's a vagina. It's as special as it can get. It's what every man chases his entire life. You spend 9 months getting out, and the rest of your life trying to get back in.
Thank you, Robin Williams.
There you go. Hey, whatever. But it's true. It's absolutely true. It's the most magical place on earth. It's like Disney World for guys. It's where we all want to be, right? It's American Express. It's everywhere we want to be. Visa, whatever it is.
Whichever.
I don't even care. It doesn't matter. The point is, you see what thinking about vagina, I can't talk. I lose it. I go completely off the rails as well because all I'm thinking, tunnel of love. That's right. I said it. All right. At least if it's vajazzled, there's reflection. All right. Anyway, its popularity. Okay, so apparently it lasts for 5 days. If anyone's still listening, I don't know at this point. It doesn't matter. It lasts 5 days. And you choose from patterns like a flower or a heart, or ask for a custom design.
A different vagina.
A backwards vagina. I'm just curious, what woman, or how does a woman just decide, I really like that pattern, I want that in rhinestones on my vagina. How does that happen? Has that happened to you? Does anyone out there actually do this? If you have, call us.
It hasn't, but Rhinestones on My Vagina is going to be the name of my memoir.
That would be good.
I think so.
Vajazzle. 347-326-9700, the story of beans. Okay. Its popularity has created demand for more designer Brazilians. So this spa is rolling out Bikini Ink, which are temporary vaginal tattoos. They also last 5 days. And yes, don't worry, soon they're even going to offer glow-in-the-dark vaginal tattoos.
I mean, it's got to be a lot less painful than an actual vaginal tattoo.
I would hope so. I would think so.
But
Could you combine the two? Could you get a glow-in-the-dark vaginal tattoo and then vajazzle the crap out of it? Could you do that?
I imagine you could.
Could you do that, ladies? Let us know. 347-326-9700. But again, you don't need to make the area more special. It's plenty special on its own. Don't ruin perfection. Just don't mess with it.
But if you want to match, like Tyson has that tattoo on his face,
On his face.
You need something to match that with your man. It's an interesting choice.
Wow. Okay, let's get to the next one. The Hairstyle. Now, this is completely in contrast to the vajazzling, okay? And this is the bit. This is one little paragraph. It's about, you see it's a small paragraph. A huge portion of the cover is Untamed Vajayjays. Guess what sexy style is back? This is the entire mention of it. One paragraph for all this cover copy. All right, Cosmo. All right.
You realize that listeners on the radio can't see.
No, I understand that. They're going to look at Cosmo and they'll see what I'm talking about. All right. Anyway. Yeah, they'll know. All right.
All right. Next week, everyone, you have to do your homework and make sure you have a copy of Cosmo.
No. All right. Okay. All right. The Hairstyle. While some women are getting rid of all their down their hair and decorating their vag, another movement of chicks is simultaneously embracing the natural look. More specifically, supermodels like Kate Moss, who showed off her pubic hair in a recent nude photo shoot for a European magazine. Maybe she was being a little modest. Maybe that was it. Maybe it was just modesty, right? Instead of a fashion trend. Is that a possibility?
It's a possibility.
It's a possibility. 347-326-9700. And it's just hilarious because it says, these days for each woman who goes bare, there's another who bucks the total Brazilian trend. Leaving hair is their way of trying something new. Okay, explains Barshop. Well, here's my thing. No, it's not trying something new. It's not. Because before you got the Brazilian, you probably had pubic hair. Or at some point in your life, you had pubic hair. That's your natural state, right? So going away from that would be something new. A Brazilian would be something new. Having pubic hair is not new. Human beings have had pubic hair, well, pretty much since we've been human beings. I think we can agree on that, right?
I think we can agree on that.
I mean, we've evolved and lost hair, but it's always still been there. Although, I'm sure eventually with all this stuff, in 1,000 years, women will be born with vajazzled vaginas. They'll develop rhinestones as they grow up. They'll just grow rhinestones instead of hair. They won't have pubic hair. They'll have pubic rhinestones.
I got to go into genetics.
There's another band name, pubic rhinestones. And it's actually a thing, because that's what they're putting on them when they do the vajazzling thing. Okay, Bunky DC, no one is going to go there with that untamed vajayjay going on. Ew. And glow-in-the-dark vaginal tattoos sound better than vajazzling. I could agree with the glow-in-the-dark tattoos, because the glow-in-the-dark tattoo can't chafe, right? You can't hurt your partner with that, I hope.
Depends on the ink. It could be toxic. You could hurt somebody.
It could really get bad.
You don't want to go into anaphylactic shock and have to go to the hospital to have them take care of your vaginal tattoo.
No. Now, I will say this. I do understand how having pubic hair could be shocking nowadays when you see what the trend is. But I don't think that saying having pubic hair is a new thing.
I want to know who's going around testing vaginas in order to research this article.
That's a really good question. I don't know, but I'd like to have that job.
I would like that, actually. Yeah.
We would like to have that job, Cosmo. You can hook
You've
us up.
got your new vagina testers right here.
Now, here's where we can't test things. This is something we can't test, but we're going to talk about anyway. The next thing, V-Fitness. Okay? So now the debate, they've had a whole debate here.
You probably test that if you're
Hold on now. They've had a whole debate here about do you go Brazilian? Do you go natural? Do you go for the bling, the vag bling, right?
But now
the bling,
about vaginal.
bling. There's our hashtag, bling. It's already a word?
But now
Damn,
we're talking
all right.
about vaginal fitness.
Yes.
Does that mean Suzanne Summers is going to start marketing one of those little vag crunch things?
God,
like a little clothespin or something?
God, I hope not. All right, that's wow. It's the Labia Master. Okay. Introducing the Panty Cue. This is worse. This is almost worse.
The Panty Cue?
The Panty Cue. Hold on. The Panty Cue, underwear that supposedly exercises your Kegel muscles as you wear it. For guys that are not aware, Kegel muscles are vaginal muscles that women flex, and that's how they exercise their vagina. They flex their Kegel muscles. That's what. Okay.
I will freely admit I never knew that was a thing.
I did know that was a thing because I'm a unicorn and I have powers. There you go. That's why. Okay. So there's already a workout for that. Right? Like, women already know how to do Kegel exercises. They don't need any additional equipment for it.
Can someone teach me how to do Kegel exercises?
No.
I'd like to know what's involved there.
No, unfortunately, you don't have the right equipment, I don't think. But
I'd
okay.
like to see an infomercial
But
on that.
here's how you know what? Okay, here's how it works. The Panty Cue is sewn into the crotch of each pair is a 1-inch extension which is inserted vaginally while wearing the underwear. Squeezing it, you squeeze it, is supposed to strengthen your Kegel muscles so you'll be more orgasmic. I don't necessarily think that I don't think it's necessary to actually insert something in your vagina to exercise your Kegel muscles. I could be wrong. 347-326-9700. Here's the other part of it. They cost $125 a pair.
$125?
Yes.
For a pair of underwear with a little stick in it.
Yep, pretty much.
Okay. Pretty sure you can make that in shop class.
I'm pretty sure you probably could, and I'm sure that there probably are women out there who are now going to do such a thing. If you make a homemade Panty Cue, contact us. Oh, well, there are Kegel exercises for men, Beans. You should be happy to know this.
I am happy to know this. Do men have Kegels as well?
It's so nice to have. Okay. It's so nice to have. It's so nice to have our producer in the room, except that when the only word we hear her say is ejaculation. That's the only word that's going to come across on the mic in the broadcast. Okay.
As it should be.
I agree. Now we're getting low on time. We got about 18 minutes left. You want to call in 347-326-9700. You want to tweet? We've got twitter.com/FrankTheUnicorn. The next thing now, V-Makeup. V-Makeup. Now, this one is dangerous. This is legitimately dangerous, and I want to encourage all women out there.
Because they're testing it on animals?
No. Worse. They're testing it on vaginas. That is worse. Okay. Apparently, blush. No, yeah, I'm reading directly from Cosmo. Okay. Apparently, blush isn't just for your cheeks anymore. Okay. Now there's my new pink button, a temporary dye that promises to restore the pink to your cooch. The tissue of the labia loses pigment with age. We learn things. It comes in 4 different shades: Marilyn, Betty, Audrey, and Ginger. Not sure which color to choose. They offer helpful descriptions, such as this one for Betty. Think of that favorite lipstick you wear for those black tie affairs. Okay.
So this is vaginal lipstick?
I think that's more to describe the color, but it's really not very descriptive at all. WTF. But here's the thing. No one but your gynecologist would ever be able to detect the difference. In fact, if you dyed your labia with a product like this and came in to see your gynecologist, your doctor would likely mistake the color change as a symptom of a variety of diseases.
That's awesome.
Not exactly hot.
You
Okay.
cosmetically enhanced yourself into the hospital.
I agree. I mean, it happens all the time, but this is stupid. Okay,
I think
look.
that might be the best thing I've heard tonight, next to the pumpkin cheesecake.
I just, ladies, please. very important, we don't care. We don't care.
I don't think any man will ever be in that area and think, just not rosy enough.
Yeah, I just don't like the color of this. You know, it's a little faded. You know what I mean? A little white, not real bright and happy. It's, you know, come on, that's never going to happen. Never. And again, if you're with a guy and he's concerned because he doesn't think your vagina is pink enough, my God.
That might be the wrong guy.
That is not even might be the wrong guy. Do yourself a favor, dump that guy, and go out with Robert Blake or O.J. Simpson, because they're a better fit.
Not even on a very special Punky Brewster would you have heard something like, hey, I'm sorry, it's just not pink enough.
No, because Punky Brewster was like 8, you sicko. Oh, my God.
Maybe that was the wrong show to choose for that.
Maybe you could, okay, look, maybe on a very special Sabrina the Teenage Witch when they were in college, and Soleil Moon Frye was on the show and she was of age and appropriately hot, I would be in favor of that. You know what? In fact, we didn't even do a Who to Get segment because we kind of just did the 90210 thing. I would love to get Soleil Moon Frye to talk to us.
As would I.
And I just want to say Michael Ian Black. So, yeah, look, ladies, don't try to change the color of your vagina. Okay, I can't even believe I have to say that.
I can't believe that's a thing. I've never heard of that before tonight.
I can't even believe I have to say that. Okay, I'm
I don't
shocked.
think you have to say that. I don't think there's a single woman listening to the show. I also don't think that if there was a woman listening to the show,
I got it.
That she is even considering that.
I hope she
I don't think
wouldn't
a single woman I know would ever even consider. Oh, wait a minute. I need to go color my vagina.
Although, I will say...
Excuse me, I have to powder my vagina.
I will say this, and apparently it's another thing, and it's not in Cosmo, but apparently bleaching a certain part of your body is very in for women, right? Apparently there's another cosmetic procedure by which women bleach a certain part of their anatomy.
I've heard that one.
And I'm not going to go there and say what it is exactly. I think people know. Let's just say this, ladies, I'll say it this way. Look, first, you don't need to dye your vagina, and you don't need to bleach your Glenn Beck. You don't need to do it. You don't need to do it, okay? We don't care. It just leave it alone, okay? Now this is V accessories.
What's the difference between that and the vajazzle?
That's what I'm saying. What's the difference? Right. No, these are actually sort of like, they have apparently high-end, like, very fashionable now.
High-end vajazzle.
Well,
this is like
Oh
Swarovski vajazzle.
no, my friend. Oh no, we're going in a totally different direction.
I got my vajazzle at Tiffany's.
We're about to go in a direction that makes men actually really uncomfortable. See, vagina, the word, tends to make a lot of guys uncomfortable, right? For some reason. Not us, obviously. We talk about it all the time. I don't know why, but this one will definitely, because this is about all the products that are fashionable products for your vagina. For example, okay, there's Pantzies, and it's spelled Pantzies, because when you put a Z in instead of an S,
that makes it street.
Makes it zany.
Ah.
Makes it zany or makes it street. Makes it rapper, right? You can have some drink with your Pantzies.
Pantzies in the hood.
I think that's Leprechaun 8, isn't it?
I think it might be.
Okay. Now, the one and only Superior Designer panty liner that comes in regular and hot pink leopard print so you can look and feel fabulous. Look, it's essentially a hot pink leopard print maxi pad. That's what it is. So while you're menstruating, and your maxi pad can be fashionable and amazing. And I'm sure you probably have to pay more money for those. And
how many people other than yourself are going to see your maxi pad?
My God, hopefully none, and thank you for reading my mind. Seriously, thank you for reading my mind, because I can't imagine any scenario or situation where a maxi pad is viewed by anyone other than the person using it. It shouldn't be viewed by anyone other than the person using it. I mean, I'm a pretty...
You're a gynecologist at best.
At best. And I don't think it's going to impress the gynecologist, because they're going to be so freaked out by the fact that your vaginal lips have now changed to 17 different colors, and they look like an everlasting gobstopper that's been sucked on for like 5 days. I mean, they're going to have like rainbow colors and stuff. It'll be terrible because
All right, we found something worse than the Casablanca remake.
Because you dyed your vagina. That's why, and you don't want to do that. All right. Now the other thing.
Our producer is punching you in the face.
Yes, punching me in the face. Okay. Now here's the next thing. This is the other one now. The other one they mentioned is called, and I've heard of this before. I've actually heard of this before. I've seen this on TV. Okay, I've seen this mentioned on television on certain programs, including The Dish, hosted by Danielle Fishel on Style Network. She should call our show. The Cucini.
The Cucini?
Mm-hmm.
Is that not a drink at Starbucks?
It's not. Though
that's where I had a venti Cucini the other day.
That's a good one. Cucini. That's good. I was thinking of a not as successful magician. You know what I mean? An older a magician who's been doing it.
The great Cucini who opens for Gallagher.
The great Cucini who opens for the clown at your kid's birthday party. Yeah,
gotcha.
He drives a Chevy Vega, and he gets out and he's got 5 o'clock shadow and a top hat that's kind of bent a little bit. Pulls a rabbit out.
What is the Cucini?
The Cucini. They say, no, it's not a pasta dish. I wouldn't think of it as a pasta dish, obviously. We went a different direction.
I can see that, though.
But I think the Starbucks thing is the best. I think that's right.
Vodka, that doesn't sound too bad.
Oh, it will when I tell you what it is.
Probably.
It promised, okay. It's there. It's a pad that you stick to your underwear to smooth the ridges of the mons pubis and prevent the dreaded camel toe. Here's an idea, ladies. Here's an idea.
Looser pants.
Looser pants. Don't wear pants that you have to spray onto your body. Okay? Seriously, don't wear pants that you either spray onto your body or that you have to get wet and then put on and then steam dry for them to fit. And again, you know what? We're not going to care. We're not probably going to even notice. Right? I mean, I think that's something that's more like for other women, right? Or just for... What do you think? I mean, I don't know. I can't even believe, I can't even believe they have that product. I can't believe they make that product, if that's necessary. Because you would think the solution is so easy. Pants that fit.
That is an easy solution.
Pants that fit.
You're a simple man with simple solutions.
You know what else would... I'm assuming that the pant Z's could also be used as a Cucini kind of deal to, stop, because it would put the pad in the front and everything, right?
That makes sense.
And it's hot pink leopard print. Women love that.
Perhaps we can assume that that's what they're actually for.
We could say that's what they should be for, although we've apparently changed their product, and I don't know if they're going to like that. But you know what? Who cares?
They might be better off.
I think they are better off. They would probably like it because they probably sell more. So I don't know, man. We've got about 8 minutes left in the show, and we now see that Cosmo is just completely confusing. At least to me, it's confusing because last month it's vajazzling is it. That's the in thing. You've got to do that. Now it's almost like they're kind of making fun of it a little bit in this article.
Indeed they are.
Right? Like they're kind of...
Mainly because it's incredibly stupid.
Well, it is incredibly stupid, and it deserves to be made fun of. But when they're identifying it a month ago as a trend and they're encouraging people to do it, and now a month later, they're ripping on it.
If you have enough money that you're going out and vajazzling, please, God, just give something to a homeless shelter. Give some money to a soup kitchen. Do something nice with it. You don't need vajazzle.
You don't need bling on your parts, your lady bits, right?
You don't.
Now,
so, if I may bring the show around again a little bit.
Absolutely.
The mention of a Z giving things street cred gave me another idea for a bad movie remake.
Oh, God, go for it.
All I can think of right now, and it's taking up space in my brain, and I don't like that, is a remake of Boys in the Hood featuring the cast of Glee.
Wow. That is a good one. That's going on the website. That is a good one. Boys in the Hood. Which, by the way...
I'd say that Jane Lynch would have to play the Cuba Gooding Jr. part. Other than that, you can kind of figure them out as you go.
You know what? I think it's pretty obvious we've got to get... I don't know. Who would you pick to be Ice Cube in that?
I don't know the rest of the cast of Glee, so I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
My apologies. I adore Jane Lynch. Never seen the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Love her in Role Models. Love her in all the David Wayne stuff, but never seen the show.
Okay. I mean, I personally, huge fan of Jane Lynch. Love Jane Lynch. Another one we'd love to get on the show. Talk to her. She's awesome. She's hilarious.
Emmy winner Jane Lynch.
Yes, that's right. The Emmys went by, and you know what? An hour, 54 minutes into the show, we did not discuss the Emmys at all.
We sure didn't.
We didn't talk about them at all. I watched very little of the Emmys.
You were probably better off.
Well, I figured if Jimmy Fallon's hosting, I don't want to see it.
They opened with some of the cast of Glee and Jimmy Fallon and a few other people doing Born to Run. And it kind of made me very sad in my soul.
Okay, now, the people who are listening, person listening, you guys can't see the look on my face. However, the look, because I did not see that, but could you even describe it? I'm flabbergasted that would ever. How did that happen?
I don't know. I mean, I love Tina Fey. I love Joel McHale. They were all people who were involved in it, and it made me very sad. I hope they paid Springsteen a tremendous amount of money.
I hope it did, because read the signs, Patty. Now, here's the thing. I'm just going to say this because we've had the discussion about the greatest American rock band. We agree the greatest American rock band of all time, Bruce Springsteen, the E Street Band.
Absolutely.
Followed 1A by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Got to give my props to my Tom Petty, because I love Tom Petty. I cannot believe that Bruce Springsteen would allow Born to Run to be performed in that way, in the way you described it to me. I hope it's better.
You got to put performed in quotes there. I don't know if you can YouTube it at this point, but if you can, for God's sake, don't.
I can't, because I can't see that.
It even ended with Jimmy Fallon going to the jeans and white T-shirt and holding Springsteen's guitar and doing the whole Bruce thing. He and Randy Jackson were leaning back to back on the microphone, Bruce and Clarence style. And if that doesn't give you nightmares, my friend, no jazzling will.
A part of me just died.
I believe it did.
It just did.
The Nation was a sad place then.
Listen,
I believe flags were at half-mast on E Street during that performance.
I'm all for bar bands covering Born to Run. I'm all for bands, bar band covering Born to Run. What I'm not for is anyone other than Bruce Springsteen performing Born to Run on television, on radio. No, you can't do it. You want to do it if you're a cover band, bar band. You want to honor the boss. Do it. Jimmy Fallon doing Born to Run?
Backed up by Randy Jackson.
And look,
doesn't make your soul throw up.
And there's the third horse of the apocalypse. He just flew in. All right. We got about 3 minutes left.
He was a little pitchy. I got to say.
We got to work it out, dog. All right. Simon Cowell was sitting at home going, well, that was just absolutely crap.
No, he was saying something much more clever than that.
Yeah, he was. All right.
Okay.
You know what? He was doing nothing. He was man-jazzling.
That wouldn't surprise me.
He was man-jazzling. All right. I'm so rich, I glue diamonds to my cross.
And counting $1 billion.
Yeah, right. Exactly. He's a genius. He put karaoke on TV and got super rich from it. Come on, man. The guy's a freaking genius. And he insulted people the whole time and became beloved and respected for making fun of people who couldn't sing, for doing bad karaoke on his TV show.
It's an impressive feat.
I am humbled by his success. Good for you, Simon Cowell. All right. Michael Ian Black. Now, here's something. We're wrapping it up. Okay, we got 2 minutes left in the show.
Do we have outro music?
We do not have outro music, but here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to say, first of all, I want to thank all of our guests, all of our call-ins. I want to thank Alan for calling in and helping us out, staying with us on the line. That was great.
I would like to reverse that and not thank Alan for putting that Casablanca thing in my brain.
Okay, but I
appreciate the call, but my God, I'm going to have nightmares forever.
Okay, and I also want to thank Leah the Cookie Maven. We want everyone to check that out.
She also does not get thanked until I get a cookie or a muffin.
And then the thanks will be many.
Yes.
I also want to thank all of our followers on Twitter. I want to thank Nick313. Excuse me. 313 Nick. Who else?
Both of them.
DC.
Oh, sorry. Bunky DC. Okay. Let's see. Escaro PR. Okay. And Yeah, we want to thank everybody who was tweeting with us, everybody that called in. Want to thank everybody for listening. Want to thank everybody for being with us. I want to thank Beans for being back and his usual hilarious self in spite of his difficult circumstances, shall we say.
It's a sports injury.
It's a sports injury. It's a vajazzle gone wrong.
That's right.
All right. And
I myself into the doctor's office.
And I want to encourage everyone, check us out next week. We're going to have another new live show. We'll be on next week, Thursday, 8 to 10. Remember, you've got about 2 hours left in the day before 90210 is officially over. So go out there and be the best damn Brandon or Dylan you can.
The best.
The best. And that's about it. We've got about a minute left. And we just want to thank everybody again for calling in. It's the Frank the Unicorn radio program.
And have a safe Labor Day weekend, everybody.
Yes, have a safe Labor Day weekend. And we're going to talk to you all next week. Check us out. Check out the poll. We're going to post the poll for the casting call on the Facebook. We'll get that going up along with our links to the Cookie Maven and the Modern Burlesque as well, so we can you can go and check them out. And we just want to remind you all that this week the best thing we've come up with, or let's say the best casting call that we came up with this week, or at least so far, what we think for the poll, the remake of Casablanca starring Michael Cera and Snooki.
Ouch.
Although, would it be worse with Carrot Top and Snooki? It might. All right. That's it for us. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. That's the Frank the Unicorn radio program. Have a great weekend. Have a great, safe weekend. We love you. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you next week. We'll hear you next week. Talk with you next week.